welcome back to Life by the Bow. And what a way to start 2023 in a brand new 2023 Contender 39ST powered by triple 425 Yamahas. And this just isn't any Contender 39ST. This is a GTB Contender 39ST. And we'll get to that later on, but it's a blessing to be back in a big boat. And the weather is beautiful today, and we're going to tell you guys a little bit of a backstory, why we're back in a 39 and what's been going on the past couple months. But the first thing that we're going to do is just get this boat dialed in, fill up all the live wells, do some fishing, just make sure everything is operating smooth, because we have so many adventures that we're planning on doing in this boat that we didn't do last year. So just so much excitement going on right now. So I don't know if you guys watched our last video, but we were talking about the difference between blue label and green label chum. Since we went to Angler Eddie's, we went to a real bait and tackle shop. We were able to get the blue label, and basically the blue label, it has way smaller chunks, which is perfect for pilchards, ballyhoos, any type of bait fish. So we're just gonna get this going in the water. Hopefully these guys come right up to the boat. So we were just here paying attention to our sonar, and then you see all these little marks right there, and especially that right there. Those are all pilchards, and that's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for all that distortion on the screen. So we didn't see them up on top, but we were able to get them about 6 feet down on the sonar. So far the boat is running fantastic. One thing I can say is it stays on plane at lower speeds, much slower than per se our last boat. And I think a lot of that has to do with just all the torque from these XTOs. I mean, it's crazy. The steering is like butter with the electronic power steering, and the power is just unreal. So far we've gotten this boat up to 72 miles an hour specifically. We are going to drop our windlass anchor, something we've never had on a boat before.
Woo! That was a wife override. I was like, I'm tired of throwing the anchor. Let's go ahead and just install windlass and see how that goes.
And I really like the thought of it too, because you just push a button and the anchor drops. They say they're no good for fishing because a lot of the times they can get rocked up. They always say to have like a spare breakaway anchor, but here specifically, we're in about 15 feet of water. So God forbid that anchor does get stuck, I can go and I can pull it out. But at the same exact time, you always want to make sure whenever you're anchoring on these patch reefs, you're anchoring in the sand. That way you're not messing up these corals, the little that we do have left down here in the Florida Keys. So you always want to make sure you're doing the right thing.
Typically I'd be up on the bow with the anchor and I would have to toss it out. And it's pretty simple because you have these two buttons And you have a clip here, which you gotta make sure that before you do anything, you unclip it. So we're about to drop it. You actually have to tie off the end of the rope once you're done dropping it. And it's as simple as that. So I'm getting our live chum started right now, and I'm just tossing one pilchard out at a time. And I just wanted to mention to you guys, if you're gonna be in town January 20th through the 22nd, there's gonna be an Islamorada boat show going on, and there's gonna be a lot of boat dealerships there. So if you're interested in like checking out some boats, head on over there.
But tell them why they should really go.
Well, really why you should go is Clay and I will be there, so it'll give you guys a chance to meet us in person. We'll also have a booth set up with Avail gear. That's where you can find us. And there's just a lot of cool vendors that'll be there. I know Contender will be there, Pathfinder will, so you get a chance to see them in person.
All right, so we're gonna see how fishy this boat is. I feel like the first fishing trip on a boat really sets the tone. So hopefully today is successful. But
who do you think will break this boat in, Clay?
Me.
The last one I caught the first fish on the boat.
I think me for sure.
You will?
Yeah.
All right.
But
see how that
yeah,
goes.
like Stephanie was saying, we're just on top of a patch reef right now. We send all those freebies out there. Well, bird just got my bait. So far, everything is working fantastic. It's just like the old 39, but the biggest thing is we just added, you know, those extra little features that our last boat didn't have, like the floor well, the windlass, you know, these 425s right here. I mean, this is just one of the biggest game changers right here. Just because this boat can just stay on plane at lower speeds. It's faster than the last boat. Just as economical, but the reliability that you get from Yamaha, I mean, you can't beat it. And that's what Yamaha is known for. But for what we're gonna be doing, like more Bahamas trips, more long range trips in this boat, these Yamahas are exactly what we need. There's nothing like a Contender with some Yamahas on the back of it.
Let the good old rod holder do its thing.
Oh,
there he
that's
is.
the mutton back there.
Son,
Big boy too.
big mutton.
Mutton on, baby. Got our mutton. If that don't run like a mutton.
Oh, yes. Get
That's
him,
him, baby.
That's a good sized mutton too.
I'll take it. We've been seeing so many big mutton snappers just busting at the surface. And that's what you get live chumming the patch reefs. Once the water starts to cool down, get yourself some live pilchards. That's when these patch reefs are just on fire. You can fish them in the summer months, the hotter months, but this time of year, yeah, he's a big one. He's a big boy.
He's a fighter.
Yep.
You just know when you see a legal sized mutton
Yeah,
too.
and he is definitely legal.
Clay, I don't think this.
You could get him in the bait net. Yeah, there we go.
That.
There's something about the mutton snapper, you know? Broke in the Pathfinder, now it's breaking in the Contender.
There you go, grab your fish.
Come here, buddy. Check that out. Just
Look at that.
inhaled it, man. I will take that.
Look at that fish.
Sweet. Hey, we set out what we wanted to accomplish, right?
That's right.
So we wanted to get a fish on the new boat.
Here it
Cool.
is. I'm on. That's a mutton.
Keep your rod, yeah, try to keep the rod high so he doesn't get wrapped up in anything.
He did.
He's wrapped up.
Yeah.
Do I need to go swimming for him?
He's coming out.
Don't break him off though.
What do you want me to do?
Well, if I need to go swimming.
Oh, he's out.
He's out? That's the hardest thing about these patch reefs is you have to work them around all the fans and the coral heads.
I know.
Is he rocked up again?
I don't know.
Like the last mutton I just caught,
Yeah, I think he is. Let me let him go.
I had to work him out of probably 4 different rocks.
Look at him. Clay, get the bait net. He's right here. Woohoo! Get him up. Look at that. He wasn't even hooked in his mouth. Like.
Good job.
Yeah, it's
21.
21. A little over 21 too. So I just saw this school of yellowjack just like swim by, tossed a bait, and apparently I have a pretty large yellowjack on.
About a 20-pound yellowjack.
Clay's saying it's about a 20-pound yellowjack, and they are really tasty. Talk about a Christmas miracle if I get this. Clay loves them for sushi, so he's really probably hoping I catch this. Oh, he's a pretty big yellowjack. I've only caught like really small yellowjacks, like 13, 14 inches, never anything of this size. All right. Get him in the head, baby.
I'm just sitting there getting underwater shots. Next thing you know, these yellowjacks just come flying by. Oh, that's a good size one too.
Get him.
It's upside down. I don't want to sacrifice meat.
They're tasty. Woo!
Good job. How about that right there?
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm just going for a little swim.
Look at that.
Next thing you know,
This is a good size one.
pretty too.
How much do you think he weighs?
That's not a 20-pound amberjack. I mean, not amber, yellowjack. That's probably what, like about a 5-10 pounder?
I would say like 7.5, 8.
So cool.
So cool. Pretty fish. Look at those colors. That yellow. We're gonna go ahead and bleed them right away.
Yep.
This is sweet. I'm so excited. It looks like this one's even bigger.
Look at him behind the boat.
Oh yeah, baby. Wow, this is sweet. I'm really excited. They're just going crazy.
Look at them all beside the boat.
Clay, yours is really big.
Yeah, mine is big.
Clay, so mine's right here too. They're like, did we catch the same fish?
No.
Are we? Oh no, look, mine's right here. Oh, who's gonna gaff who's? All right, mine's going under the boat. Excuse me, see? Dang, he's under the boat. There he is. All right.
I only want to kill one more though.
So which one?
I don't know which one. Let's kill the smaller one.
Let's see how they're hooked. This one swallowed it.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
So then let's try to release mine.
Okay.
So Stephanie's fish is gut hooked, so he might die if we release him. So we're gonna kill her fish, release mine. I think 2 yellowjacks, 2 mutton snappers is perfect. That's all we need.
There he is. Whoa. Look at that, how pretty. Clay. Woo! Good job.
Good job, girl.
Woo! Look at that.
Let's get you to your nail appointment now.
That's right. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's so pretty.
So we're back at the dock now. Phenomenal day of fishing, at least for us. We don't take very much, so we're more than satisfied. But here we are, gonna do a little mini walkthrough for you guys. If you guys have been following the channel, typically when we get a new boat, we wait a little while until we give the full walkthrough, just so that way we can give ourselves time to learn a lot of the features. But so far, the new features that we have added to this boat have been absolutely fantastic. But let's just go ahead and talk a little bit about our windlass anchor that we added to this boat. Got a lot of mixed reviews based on it, but today I have to say it has been fantastic. I think that the windlass is going to be a great option for us because we like to do a lot of sandbar stuff, a lot of parking up on beaches at the Bahamas, and I think that that's really what that anchor is used for. Last year's boat, we did white and gray upholstery. We decided to keep everything nice and white, which I think looks great. But rather than doing everything all white, we did a gray, whisper gray liner here on the boat. And it basically just breaks up the white, makes all the speakers show a little more, some of the accents, and it just turned out beautiful. Another great thing is the dirt doesn't show as much, number one. And number two, when we're filming, especially the drone shots, it really helps to keep that exposure down. Same old coffin box, M-Series console, which we love. I mean, from afar, it practically looks like the same exact boat as last year, but we do have some small changes here up at the face. Of course, we have our 22-inch Garmins. You guys know we love our Garmins. Something that Contender did, which I love, is they changed up this switch panel here. They got rid of those older rocker switches and they added these push button switches that light up when you use them as well, which is really cool. We have our windlass control right here. We have it up front, also at the console. And then we have the Yamaha autopilot. The Yamaha autopilot is fantastic. It integrates seamlessly with Garmin. Same M-Series leaning post as last year. If you guys watched some of our other walkthroughs on our last Contender we had, same exact setup, just a white upholstery. You know, we still have our pretty extravagant stereo. If you're gonna have a big boat, might as well have a big stereo. Yeah, pretty much that for back here. And then what we did this year, a little different than last year, is we did a frigid, rigid cooler on a cooler slide. So you just push this button right here. Cooler slides right out on an actuator, which is really nice because it's one of those things where it's just really convenient, just pushing a button for this to pop in and out. And I actually talked about this last year. Something I wish I did on last year's boat was a floor well. And not only is a floor well fantastic to keep extra bait, but you know, you could use it as a place for more storage. Plus, especially for a Contender, I think it's a really, really nice resale factor to add to the boat. And then actually something that Contender changed was their cap. And as you can see in here, we have this beautifully finished bilge in here. New pump box, which is fantastic. A bigger opening to the bilge, which is great. And then we also have a gutter back here in the back now, so that just helps all the water channel and funnel out of the boat as best as possible. Everything's pretty much the same back here from last year, but something that's cool too, we still have our same clear live well lids, but like I was talking about earlier, Contender puts non-skid on these now, so you don't have to worry about falling whenever you're up here throwing the cast net or just walking across the transom, which is great. But yeah, pretty much the same exact boat as last year, just little different colors, very few little additions. We also have lights in all of our live wells, which is great because whenever we're loading bait first thing in the morning or you just need some light in your hatches, we also have the bilge lit. It just helps to keep everything lit up whenever you're doing things early morning here on the boat. But save the best for last year, and that is the Yamaha 425s. And the biggest thing with these Yamahas, and everybody knows about Yamaha, is the reliability. You know, we're really going to fine tune what we're doing this year. The 425s were perfect for that. They're so fast, they have so much torque, they sound amazing, and it doesn't matter if the boat's completely loaded down, all live wells full of fuel, These engines are big, they're beefy, they're intended for big, heavy boats, and they have absolutely no problem pushing around this 39 Contender. And in my honest opinion, it is just a flawless and fantastic power package for this boat. But we're so excited to have another brand new Contender here on the channel to bring you guys the best videos and the best content that we can possibly give to you guys, because that's our goal. So, and then as far as why we actually sold our last Contender and why we got into this one is just simply because the resale on a boat like a Contender is absolutely fantastic. The wait time at the very most for one of these boats right now is around 2 years. So a lot of the times you can sell the boat, get into a new one, and you know, your money's very safe versus some other brands. Not to knock any other brands, but Contender, it just has a fantastic name. They've been around for a very long time, and it's a very sought after boat. So huge thank you to Garmin, Yamaha, Contender Boats, Gus Toy Box down in Key Largo for actually making this thing happen. You know, without everybody involved in this build, it wouldn't be possible. And we're so happy, we're so excited, and most importantly, thank you to you guys, because if it weren't for you guys, stuff like this just simply wouldn't be possible. So with that being said, never give up, always keep on pushing forward, and we're gonna do the same exact thing for you guys. So till next week, we'll see you guys then. Thanks so much.